Good morning, everyone. So I am back on the Mountains to Sea Trail today. I'm back here at the Ridge Parkway Visitors Center, and I am getting back where I left off 2 times ago when I was here in segment 3, which is right by my house, and I am jumping back on the MST today to do about 22.3, I think, miles to get to the Beaver Dam Overlook, where my husband helped me drop my car this morning. So it's a little bit of a cloudy day, and I'm adding 0.3 to the trip by doing this little spur trail back to the mountains to see. But I'm pretty excited because it's been in the 80s all week, and yesterday a huge thunderstorm rolled through the area, and today it's like supposed to be 60s to low 80s, and we've got some cloud cover, so I don't actually think it's going to be terribly hot today, which I'm really excited about. But I'm so happy to be back out on trail again. It is such an irrational happiness every time I set foot on the trail. It doesn't even matter which trail it is, but I'm very excited to be out moving and enjoying nature today and taking all of you guys with me. Okay, so I just finished my 0.3 Blue Blaze from the Blue Ridge Parkway Visitors Center to get back on the Mountains to Sea Trail. Just touched my first white blaze for the day, and I'm pretty excited. I think it's going to be a little bit toasty today because I'm already starting to feel the humidity set in, but the humidity is always highest first thing in the morning. I am, in fact, rocking my Jolly Gear sun shirt again, although I don't know that this one's going to come out for me to actually need it. And I made a choice that I don't know I'm going to stick with today, but I am wearing my REI Sahara guide pants, which I wore on the Appalachian Trail, and I'm wearing the pant legs on. So my pant legs zip off, which was really nice in the AT, because when it was cold, I could hike in my pants, and when it got hot, bugs, I could hike in my shorts. And normally I hike everything in my shorts, but so far my experiences on the Mountain to Sea Trail have been, you're going to hit a section of trail at some point during the day that is super overgrown and probably crawling with ticks because it's the summertime. So I'm gonna see if pants help me keep some ticks away, but yeah, we'll see how hot it gets today. So going westbound, the trail comes through here, and this is listed on Far Out as a stream crossing, air quotes. I'm sure if there had been more rain in the area, this would probably have more flow to it, but this is definitely a water source coming out of a culvert that goes into the Blue Ridge Parkway. And then there is a little side trail to get to it, and we'll continue out that way. Another culverted water source directly on trail. Woohoo! Okay, so for anyone using the Far Out map, if you have it going westbound like I do, mile marker 1035 has a collection of streams that kind of converge on the same place, and you'll hit it right before you hit this bridge here. But there's a lot of different water sources, and you can see one flowing behind me. So if you're in the area and you need to fill up, this is a great place to do it. It's not listed on Far Out, but now you know. So I don't know if you can still hear the weed whacker in the background, but I did just pass somebody on, I don't know if he was the part of the MST trail crew or not, but one of the very hardworking trail crews in this area who help keep these trails beautiful. So I just want to give a shout out really quick and a huge thank you to everyone who has worked or is working on a trail crew to help keep these trails hikeable for us. Your work is greatly appreciated, and I know it's hard work, especially when it's this hot out. So thank you guys so much. I don't know what that plant is, but it's really cool. So fun fact, crossing the bridge over Hendersonville Road right now, which I live in Asheville, so this is the roads you take to get down to like South Asheville or down to the Biltmore Estate. So I drive this road all the time, so it's really cool to be walking the bridge over top of it. Right, for those of you going westbound, once you pass the bridge over Hendersonville Road, you have to walk across. There's like a centerpiece in the intersection, and then the trail continues just past the folk art sign on the other side of the road. So the trail through this area that I just entered is just bedded with pine, and it smells so good through here. Well, I've now heard exactly what you want to hear when you're hiking. I've been warned by 4 people going eastbound, 4 separate parties, that I'm about 20 minutes away from a very aggressive mother bear and her 4 cubs. And apparently the mother bear has already attacked someone and has bluff charged multiple parties. So yeah, wish me luck. This is about to get interesting. Okay, so the party of people I just passed turned around because they heard about the bear. They did not want to mess with her. Unfortunately, turning around is not an option for me, so I currently have my headphones off, although they are shocks, so I can hear what's going on in the world around me, but I'm definitely on high alert at this point. I think this bear, from what people are saying, it sounds like it's at Dingle Creek. There is a bridge there, but it looks like you cross a branch of the creek before you get to the bridge, so I'm guessing that's where the bear is. My game plan is if the bear is still there by the time I get there, I ain't messing with the mama and her 4 cubs. So I might walk up to the Blue Ridge Parkway, which is really not that far from me. Just do a little bushwhacking to get over there, bypass that section of the creek entirely, and then continue on my merry way. But that being said, yeah, I really don't want to tussle with a bear today. That doesn't sound like a good time. And I don't want to add getting bluff charged by an angry mama bear protecting 4 cubs. Don't want to add that to my hiking repertoire. So I'll keep you guys updated on what I am doing. I can't say this was the most thrilled I've been to walk into a situation, that's for sure. Okay, so I found this little rabbit trail that goes up towards the Blue Ridge Parkway. I'm 0.7 from Dingle Creek Bridge. I think that the area where the bear is that people were talking about getting attacked and bluff charged is about half a mile ahead of me. But since the Blue Ridge Parkway runs parallel to the Mountains to Sea Trail through this section, I don't really feel like being a snack for a bear today. So I'm actually going to walk the Blue Ridge Parkway past Dingle Creek Bridge and get back on the other side, just because I really don't want to tangle with a bear today. All right, so I just saw the Dingle Creek Bridge through the trees. I didn't hear any activity or see any bears down there, but I was pretty far. We're about 0.1, I think, from the MST walking on the Blue Ridge Parkway. In about 0.2 miles, there's a 0.2 mile spur trail that leads me back from the Blue Ridge Parkway down to the MST. So I'm gonna jump back on there. Like I said, I normally would just go through a section of trail, especially because you know, a lot of times by the time you reach it, the bear is gone. But the fact that like 4 or 5 separate parties said, hey, there's a really aggressive bear down there. She, you know, has jumped on one guy, bluff charged 2 other parties, and is protecting 4 cubs. I was like, and they're like, oh yeah, and it's 20 minutes from where you are. And these are people who don't look like fast hikers. I was like, you know, I'd rather sacrifice 0.7 of the trail to stay safe than to try and tussle with a bear. So I'm happy with my decision, and I'll be getting back on trail here pretty soon, maybe sooner than I think, because it looks like there's actually the trail right down there. So I might just go ahead and jump back on while I can instead of doing an extra 0.2, but I'll definitely be on high alert. Try not to make friends or enemies with a bear. Okay, so I passed this on point. I actually went down it all the way down to the creek. It's a little side trail off the parking area, you can see just being behind me. And I came down here earlier and I could see a bridge from where I was, and I was like, I bet you that's the Dingle Creek Bridge. Maybe I'm too far back, because I was looking at the top-down map. So I walked farther on, turned around, went back up to the Blue Ridge Parkway, walked 0.1 farther, looked at my map again, and it turns out this is actually the Blue Blaze side trail that will take me back to the junction with the MST. And the bridge that I saw is just a footbridge. It is not the Dingle Creek Bridge, so I think I'm in the clear from the bears. I'll keep my headphones off for a little while longer, but yeah, feel hopeful that I may have successfully avoided an encounter today. Okay, so pretty soon I'm about to cross over the old bridge over the I-26 interstate, and they've been working on this project for multiple years. So it looks like the Mountains to Sea Trail actually is to walk beside and then across that bridge that we'll be doing now. But they're actually building a brand new bridge across I-26, which has been pretty cool to watch living in the Asheville area. So I'm interested to see what this detour is going to be. And I'll give you guys a view of the new bridge and its progress on the way. All right, so there's construction on the new bridge, and here's the old one. The post for the old bridge is actually in the middle of where the highway expansion is supposed to be, so that's why they had to build a new one. I have no idea when they're going to finish it, but it's been quite a feat for them getting it up, and it's been pretty cool to see. And you guys will see I-26 interstate, which is a freaking nightmare if you live in Asheville and have to use it a lot. But there she is down below, lots of traffic, and lovely view of the mountains behind the new bridge, and a little American flag hanging from the crane for the 4th of July. I found these cool rocks right off trail that are exactly seat sized, so I decided to sit down and have a snack / maybe lunch, don't know, whatever I'm feeling, just a little nibble on trail. Okay, so I'm on the bridge crossing over the French Broad River right now, and that down there is the Bent Creek Recreation Area. So it's actually a place that I pass pretty often living in Asheville, so it's really cool for me today, like I said, seeing all these places that I normally just drive by, knowing that there's a trail right here. And also there's a ton of people launching onto the river today, which is pretty fun. Because it's a really nice day and people have been out water sporting lately on the French Broad. So this is cool, I'm enjoying this. Okay, so I just crossed the entrance to the Blue Ridge Parkway, which there's a sign that says Blue Ridge Parkway right there. And now I am on the Shut-in Trail, which according to the sign was built by Mr. Vanderbilt to connect Biltmore House with a hunting lodge that he had on Mount Pisgah. So this should be pretty fun. And I'm actually right next to, if you see where that gate is over there, if you take that road that goes to the left of where I'm pointing, it actually goes to the North Carolina Arboretum. And you can see a lot of really nice plants, and they've got some walking paths and stuff. So I think I'm actually going through a little part of one of the trails that runs through the Arboretum, and that's pretty cool. Okay, so this signboard was completely rubbed out and illegible, but I think what it's trying to say is that in 1930, this whole area here was actually clear cut, and now you can see the incredible forest growing around it. So just really cool to see when nature's left alone to itself for a time, it can grow back and more beautiful than ever. Okay, so I just left the second North Carolina Arboretum fence. You only take a little quick dip in, and as you can probably tell by the slope behind me and the fact that I now am, sucking in air, I've started climbing. So when I started out today, I had about 44 up and 31 down to go, and I went into today looking at 22.3 miles and knowing that it was probably going to be a little bit of a challenge because that's a lot of up and a lot of down. Also knowing that I'm in the last 10.6 miles right now, and 3 of the 44 up is in the next 10.6 miles. So definitely going to be a more challenging second half of the day, but I am over halfway through my day and still pretty happy. The humidity only broke for like a couple of hours, so I'm going to be very sweaty from here on out. Wish me luck. So just finishing up a really nice break on this beautiful bench, and it looks like somebody laid flowers here for the crew maintainer that the bench was created to honor, and I enjoyed a nice snack, filtered a bunch of water. I actually started the hike today with 4 liters of water, and I didn't need to because all the water sources marked on far out were actually legit in this section. But I guess coming off of doing segments 16 and 15 on the MST in the last few weeks, and having to carry all of my water for the entire day, I was a little bit paranoid. And also, you guys have probably noticed I just didn't feel like unpacking my normal backpack, so I'm just slack packing it with my through hiking pack because I was too lazy to transfer it to a day pack. So I was like, well, I've got space, I've got carrying capacity, so I'm just gonna carry a whole bunch of water. But if you guys are doing this section, anytime around when you see this video published, you don't need to carry that much water. You will make it with the sources that are on trail. But all that to say, I am going to get up, I think, you know, in the next couple of minutes here and continue my hike. Yeah, this bench just looks so inviting. And sometimes I've found that there's a lot to be said for sitting and relaxing when you're on trail, even if you have a big mile day ahead of you. Beautiful view from the Walnut Cove Overlook. All right, that should be fun. I have a little Tetris here. Let me see. Well, that was fun. Taking the time to grab a little view from Sleepy Gap. I got 5.7 more to go. This is the second one of these really cool mushrooms I've seen, and I'm just showing it next to the tree for context of how big this thing is. And it's just growing right off trail. And if you guys know what it is, please comment, because that thing's so cool. So I am loving this little section of this segment that I'm doing right now because it feels like I'm back on the AT. It is very hardcore green tunnel, and it is so beautiful because you're walking through rhododendron and mountain laurel, and although nothing is in bloom right now, it just feels so cool, walking through the shade of all these trees and seeing how beautifully they line the trail. So this is just really exciting. I'm having a great time today, guys. I don't know if you can tell or not, but it's just so pretty, and it's honestly, like, it's not a unique experience, but it also is, and I'm very excited about it. This is so pretty right now. It's just a meadow of ferns with some trees in the middle and the trail. Okay, I guess we're starting the Shut-in Ridge Trail from the Shut-in Trail on the MST. All right, so it's almost 5 o'clock, which means I am in the humid, sloggy part of any summer hiking day, and it is indeed a bit of a slog right now. I am going up a pretty steep climb. This is honestly the steepest one that I've been on all day, so I can't complain too much, but I'm plodding up to Farron Knob, which I think is basically the high point of the day, and then from there it's just down the other side of the mountain to get back to Beaver Dam Overlook, where I left my car around 8:30 this morning. And well, it was before. This was about 8 o'clock this morning. My husband dropped me off the trail at about 8:30, and I'll be done with a over 20-mile day. Not bad considering it was low 80s today, and it felt like pretty decent humidity for most of the day, but this was fun. I've been really enjoying getting out on these like weekend warrior hikes on the Mountains to Sea Trail. Humidity, man, it just sucks. Okay, so I've hiked to the top of Farron Knob, which is over 4,000 feet, and behind me are the pylons that used to be a fire tower, according to Far Out. I don't know that there's actually any view from the summit because I have not come up here all the way to look. Nope, definitely no view. It's treed in, guys. But that was definitely a climb. My knees were feeling that, especially because I think I have officially entered my last mile of the day, so I've already done 21 miles, and no matter how good a shape you're in, or the fact that it's a day hike and not like a continuous section or a through hike, does not make my knees feel any better about 20+ mile days. However, I am grateful that the weather held long enough for me to get a chunk in, because I thought there were supposed to be thunderstorms today, and thankfully the weather predictions changed last minute and I have not gotten rained on so far. Knock on the nearest tree. And now it should, being the operative word there, be all downhill from here. Yay! Woo! All right, so I have made it. There's my car. It's still there. And that was a really fun section of trail. I really enjoyed that. And here we are back at Beaver Dam Gap Overlook. Sorry, I got really distracted just then because a guy rolled by on a motorized unicycle. And yeah, this was great. This was fun. I feel accomplished. Woohoo! And you guys know I love a great view. Thanks for watching.